Hi everybody, this is ATX Mom. Well, it's cold and flu season, and I feel like everyone I know either is just getting over a cold or currently has a cold. So today I thought I would do a video that is my 10 favorite baby products for when baby isn't feeling well. I'm in no means a doctor or any sort of medical professional. I'm just a mom who has tried a lot of different products and want to share ones that work really well with other moms and dads out there. So the first product I want to talk about are Boogie Wipes. Boogie Wipes are really great for super crusty, boogie-filled noses. They're kind of like a baby wipe, but they're made with saline. They're super soft. I use them instead of Kleenex just because they're really gentle on baby's nose, and they have a really nice scent. This is fresh scent. They also come in grape, and I think they might come in unscented as well. But they're a really great little product when you have babies with runny noses. Speaking of boogers, most people have seen one of these blue bulb syringes. They're kind of standard issue at the hospital. I have found that they're actually really rough on baby's nose. Not to mention my son, like everyone's kid, hates this thing and screams whenever they see it. I've actually accidentally given him a bloody nose with this thing. So I've abandoned the bulb syringe and I use a nose Frida. And if you've never seen a nose Frida, it is a snot sucker, for lack of a better term, that you use your mouth. And I know it's horrifying, a horrible thought that you're going to use your mouth. And I thought people were crazy who used this product until I tried it, and it's absolutely amazing. This is what it looks like. It's kind of a long tube here, and the red part is the part that goes in your mouth. And this tip here goes right around the baby's nostril. So it doesn't go into their nose, it just goes kind of right on the outside of their nose. And then you use your mouth to suck. And before you say, oh my God, you're going to eat boogers, there's actually a filter in this end, this little blue sponge that protects anything from going into the tube where you're sucking. You can actually buy little replacement filters. They're really cheap. And then, in all honesty, even when my son was really, really congested, I think I filled the tube maybe to here. So there's not really any chance that anything's going to get into your mouth whenever you're sucking. What it does do is it gives you a lot more control over the suction. It's much, much more gentle on their nose than a bulb syringe, and it works really, really well. So once you get over the horror of the idea that you're going to use your mouth to suck it out, it's a really great product and works really, really well. So you will never go back to Big Blue after using a nose Frida. They're fantastic. On the same note of runny noses and stuffy noses, I really like this product that Arm & Hammer makes. It's called Simply Saline. And if you buy this, make sure you buy the one that's for baby, because they do make a version for adults as well. And this is when their noses are so stuffy and congested that you can't even suck anything out with the bulb syringe or the nose Frida. And you put the tip of this in their nose and you just spray a little spray of saline, and it just loosens everything up in their nose and makes it much easier to suck things out. I will note that this is a one person per use product, so if you have multiple kids, you'll have to buy a can for each of them. Otherwise, you will cross-contaminate the cans, so that's kind of a good tip to know. The next product is Baby Vicks Vapor Rub, and I really love Vicks Vapor Rub for myself whenever I'm sick, so I was really happy to see they make it especially for babies. And the consistency of the product is pretty similar, kind of a greasy salve, but the fragrance is much less intense than the adult version. So this is really great. You rub this on their chest before they go to bed, and kind of the vapors, of that kind of menthol smell will kind of float up into their nose and kind of help alleviate congestion. So that's a really great product. The next product is Eucalyptus Oil. And I got this at a holistic pharmacy. This was actually a tip from my doula whenever my son got sick for the first time. He was really miserable and congested. And she said, run a really, really hot shower so that the bathroom fills up with steam. And you sit, in a chair on the edge of the tub in the bathroom, and you put a couple drops of this in the bottom of the bathtub, and it fills the whole room with like this menthol steam. I will say the first time I used this, I tried to put it directly in the bath with my son while he was taking a bath, and he broke out in a really bad rash from it. So this is the kind of thing that you don't use in the bath water, you just use when you're steaming up the room. But it works really well, and it's really cheap. It's a couple bucks. As far as taking his temperature, I did get an underarm thermometer from the hospital, but I found that you have to sit still for 2 or 3 minutes for that thing to work, and my son just never had the patience. He was always wiggling, so instead of getting a forehead instant read or an in-ear instant read, which can be really expensive, they're 30 odd bucks, I went for the old-fashioned rectal thermometer. And if you've never used one before and you're kind of intimidated by it like I was, it's really, really easy to use. You just need a tub of Vaseline and your rectal thermometer. This one is a safety first thermometer. And you just dip it into the Vaseline. You'll see my little holes where I use this. And then maybe about halfway, the little metal part goes into their little bum. And then you press the button, and it does a read in, I want to say 2 or 3 seconds. It's almost an instant read. And then you clean it off really well before you put it away for the next use. I was really nervous about using a rectal thermometer because I had never used one before. They're really easy to use. They give a really accurate reading because it's giving you an internal body temperature instead of an external temperature. And I just do it whenever I'm changing my son's diaper and he needs to have his temperature taken. It's super, super easy, so don't let it intimidate you if you've never done it before. And this thing costs like $2 or $3. It was really, really cheap. When he does have a fever, and I need a fever reducer, I use this Little Fevers by Little Remedies. It's just a fever reducer and pain reliever. It's acetaminophen. I use this instead of children's Tylenol, and I know there's been some recalls lately, and people are a bit nervous about Tylenol. I found this to work really well for us. When he does start to get a fever, this brings it down right away. The box does say under 2 years old to ask a doctor. So I did call my pediatrician. She said this was perfectly safe to use in a smaller dose. But definitely call your pediatrician before you use any product like this if your baby is younger than 2. I've just found that this has worked really well for us. For products when baby isn't necessarily sick but has, some other ailments, this is Aquaphor. It's a ointment, and it's a really kind of thick, almost like Vaseline ointment. My son had some problems with, just some dry, patchy skin and some cradle cap whenever he was a baby, and the pharmacist had said, this is hands down the best product for baby skin ailments that she's ever experienced in her career. So, and I found it to be really, really great on, again, dry skin, any sort of thing like that. It works really, really well, and it's really gentle for baby skin. Another product just for general not feeling well is Gripe water, and this is Mommy's Bliss Gripe water. It's really natural. It's actually made with fennel and some other ingredients. This is what the bottle looks like that it comes with. And it comes with this little syringe to dose it out. But I actually use this little bottle that I found at, I got this at Babies R Us. And it has the little measurements for, how many teaspoons. And then you can just give it to your kid. And you can use this with any of the medicines. But Gripe water works really well on upset stomach, kind of anything that you would use as an adult. You would use antacid. You would use Gripe water with the baby. Gas, things like that. It actually works really, really well for hiccups. I know that sounds kind of funny, but my son got really bad hiccups when he was a baby. Poor kid, 4 or 5 times a day he would have hiccups. And Gripe water would take them away instantly. Again, it's made with fennel, so it has kind of almost like a black licorice kind of flavor to it. But it's really natural, and it's a really great remedy if you've got kind of a colicky, fussy baby with upset tummy. Gripe water works really great. It's one of those products I'd never heard of until I became a mom, and other moms told me about it. So that's kind of a pro-mommy tip. And And then the last product is my humidifier. And this is a safety first humidifier. I'm going to take the top off just so it's easier to see there what this part looks like. You know, they have a lot of humidifiers that are really cute. They look like little penguins, things like that. But they're really expensive. I bought this one honestly because it was like the cheapest one that they had at Target. And it works really, really well. Whenever my son's really congested and, you know, especially in the winter time when the heat's running and it's a lot of really dry air, it helps to really add some humidity to the air and help clear up congestion. The one thing I will say about any humidifier is to make sure when you're using it that you don't use it near really close to furniture or anything that you wouldn't want to get wet, because it does spray almost like a mist of water, and I've found that it will cause some condensation. So I'll kind of put it in the middle of the room, or I like to use it in the living room in front of his swing when he's napping, and it works really, really well. So there you have it. These are 10 great products when baby isn't feeling so great. I hope this really helps. Feel free to leave a comment and I will list out the different products in the detail section, and I hope everybody feels better. Bye.